Hello friends, as I said in the previous lecture, today we are going to learn about the image formation using lens. First of all, we will learn image is formed using a convex lens. Now for this image formation, when an object is placed at different places, we will remember the three rules that we studied in the previous lecture. That is, if the incident ray is parallel to the principal axis, after refraction, it passes through the focus. The second rule was that if the incident ray is passing through the focus, after refraction it will emerge parallel to the principal axis. And the third rule was that if the incident ray is passing through the optical center of the lens, then it moves on straight without any change in its direction. So now first we will study the image formation when object is placed at infinite distance from a convex lens. Now as you can see in the diagram over here that many parallel rays from the left hand side of the lens are coming from infinite distance because the object is assumed to be at infinity. Now by using rule number 1, you can see that all these incident rays are parallel to the principal axis. So after they pass through the lens, after they undergo refraction, all these points are passing through the focus, which is denoted by F2 on the right hand side of the lens. So all these incident rays are meeting at the point F2, that is the principal focus on the right hand side of the lens. So image is obtained at focus F2. Now as you can see that the image formed is highly diminished, you can call that the image formed is point size and the nature of the image will be real and inverted. So in this case, all the images that are obtained on the right hand side of your lens will be real and inverted. So as you can see that all the rays are converging at the point F2 on the right hand side of the lens, image is formed at point F2, nature is real and inverted, size is highly diminished and position is at focus F2. Now, if the object is placed beyond twice F1. Now what is twice F1? So as you can see on the left hand side from optical center O, the focal length OF1 is same on the left hand side and the right hand side. So we have two principal focus, one is denoted as F1 on the left hand side and F2 on the right hand side. Now when you take double the distance on the left hand side, it becomes twice F1, and when you take double the distance on the right hand side, it becomes twice F2. Now in this case, the object which is denoted by AB, you can see it on your left hand side in the diagram. Object AB is placed beyond twice F1, means the distance of object is greater than double the focal length. Now by using rule number 1 and rule number 3. What is rule number 1? As you can see in the diagram, the incident ray, it is denoted by AC, is parallel to the principal axis. So after refraction, as you can see that it passes through point F2, that is the principal focus on the right hand side. Now another incident ray, as you can see, is passing through optical center O and is moving straight on. Now both this refracted ray, as you can see, meets between F2 and twice F2 The intersection point of these rays is the place of image formation. So B dash A dash or A dash B dash, as you can see in the diagram, is the image. So as you can see that the position of image is between F2 and twice F2. Now when you compare the size, AB gives you the size of the object and A dash B dash gives you the size of its image. You can clearly see that the size of image is less compared to the size of object. So we can say that the size of the image, relative size of image, is diminished. And as you can see from the diagram, the nature of the image is real and inverted. Now in the diagram, as you can see that the distance between O and F2 is denoted by small f, which gives you the focal length of the lens. Distance O to B dash, that is distance OB dash, is your image distance, which is denoted by V. And distance OB on your left hand side of the lens is the object distance, which is denoted by U. So once again, AB is the object which is placed beyond twice f1, means at a greater distance, twice its focal length. First ray is parallel to the principal axis, which is denoted by AC. After refraction, it passes through focus f2 on the right hand side. Another ray, incident ray, moves and passes straight through the optical center O and goes straight on. Both the refracted rays meet between f2 and twice f2. The image is formed at the intersection point, which is denoted as A dash B dash. So position of an image is between f2 and twice f2. Size is diminished and the nature of the image, as you can see, is real and inverted. Now let us move to the next diagram. Now when the object is placed exactly at twice the distance of focal length, that is at twice f1, again we'll use the same rules, that is rule number 1 and rule number 3. The point from A, the ray from A first is parallel to the principal axis. After refraction, as you can see in the diagram, it passes through focus f2, and the second ray directly goes straight to optical center O. Now, as you can see in the diagram, both these refracted rays are meeting exactly at twice f2. So twice f2 is again twice the focal length, but on the right hand side of the lens. So the position of image, as you can see, is at twice f2. Now in this case, when you compare the size AB of object and size A dash B dash of image, both the sizes are similar. So the image is neither enlarged nor diminished. It is having the same size. So the size of image will be same as the size of the object. And as you can see, the nature of the image is real and inverted. So once again, using a convex lens, if the object is placed at the distance twice f1 from the lens, then you can see that position of image is at twice f2, that is on the right hand side. Size of the image is same as the size of the object, and the nature of the image will be real and inverted. Now we are bringing the object nearer to the lens. So first we took the object at infinite distance, then we took it beyond twice f1, then we took the object at twice f1. Now we are placing the object between f1 and twice f1. Again, we'll use the same rule, rule number 1 and rule number 3. So first, the incident ray, which is parallel to the principal axis, as you can see, after refraction passes through principal focus f2 on the right hand side, and another incident ray which is passing through the optical center O goes straight on. Now, both these refracted rays meet beyond twice f2 and you get image at that point. The image is denoted as a dash b dash. So as you can make out from the diagram, when the object is placed between f1 and twice f1, the image is obtained at a distance beyond twice f2. Now, the size of the image a dash b dash will be greater than the size of the object AB. So, the relative size of the image is enlarged and the nature of the image will be real and inverted. Now, the object more near to the lens and bring it exactly at f1 on the left hand side. Again, we'll use the same two rules. The first ray, the first incident ray is parallel to the principal axis and after refraction, it is passing through principal focus f2 and the second ray which is moving through the optical center O goes straight on. Now as you can see that both the rays are almost parallel to each other. So the image will be obtained at a very large distance. So the position of image obtained over here is at very large distance. So we can tell that image is obtained at infinity. Now, as the image goes farther and farther, the size of image goes on increasing. So, the relative size of the image will be highly enlarged and as the image is obtained on the right hand side of our lens, the nature of the image will be real and inverted. So as we are bringing our object nearer to the lens on the left hand side, the image is moving farther away and its size is going on increasing. First we had point size, then we had diminished, then we had same size, then we have enlarged, and now we are having highly enlarged. Now, position, that is when the position of the object is between principal focus f1 and optical center O. Now, the first ray, as we did till in all the cases, will be parallel to the principal axis and after refraction, it seems to move through principal focus f2 and the second ray, that is the second incident ray, is passing through the optical center of the lens. Now on the right hand side, when you see these two refracted rays, you can clearly see that both those rays are moving away from each other. Now when they move away from each other, there is no chance that they will intersect at a point. Now we already know that image is obtained at that point where both refracted rays meet. But it is impossible that these two rays will meet on the right hand side. So we will extend both those rays on the left hand side. Those extension of the refracted ray is indicated by dotted line in the diagram as you can clearly see. Now when these dotted lines are extended on the left hand side, they will meet at a point and the image will be obtained at that point. So object AB as well as its image A dash B dash both are obtained on the left hand side of the lens. Here you will see that position is on the same side of the lens. It's beyond twice f1. When you compare the size of AB and A dash B dash, you will see that size of A dash B dash, that is the image, is larger compared to the size of the object AB. So we can say that the size of the image or the relative size of image is enlarged. Now, in this particular case, the image obtained is virtual and erect. In all other 5 cases, the image was obtained on the right hand side of the lens and its nature was real and inverted. So for only one case using convex lens, that is when the object is placed between principal focus f1 and optical center O, the image obtained will be virtual and erect. Apart from that, if the object is placed at any other distance, the obtained image will be definitely real and inverted. So for only one case, that is when the object is placed between principal focus f1 and optical center O using a convex lens, the image obtained will be virtual and erect. In all other cases, the nature of the image obtained will be real and inverted. This information might be helpful to you in solving the short questions asked in section A. Now we are done with image formation using convex lens. Now we'll discuss image formation using a concave lens. The basic difference that we discussed in our previous lecture is that a convex lens is called converging lens because when a ray of light is incident on a convex lens, the rays come near to each other, means they converge towards each other. So it is known as a converging lens. But when we talk about a concave lens, after refraction, the rays will move away from each other. That means they will diverge from each other. So it is commonly known as a diverging lens. Now, for image formation using concave lens, we need to learn only two positions. The first position is when the object is placed at infinity or when the object is placed at infinite distance. So the first diagram, that is the diagram on the left hand side, shows parallel rays coming from infinite distance. So as they are coming from infinite distance, object AB is not shown because object AB is at a very high distance, that is it is at a very high distance, so we call it as infinite distance. Now these rays after diffraction move away from each other, but in such a way that when you extend it, they pass through principal focus f1. So as you can see in the diagram, that the rays, if they are extended on the left hand side, because on the right hand side they diverge from each other, so when they diverge from each other, they move away from each other, there is no possibility that they will meet at any point. So as they are not going to meet any point, image can't be obtained on your right hand side. So we need to extend it on the left hand side, but they will diverge in such a way that when you extend those rays on your left hand side, they should pass through the focus, because the rule is that when incident ray is parallel to the principal axis, then it should pass through the focus. So as you can see, when the rays are extended, they meet at point f1. So image is obtained at focus f1. Now as image is just like a point size, we can say that the size of the image is highly diminished or point size, and as it's obtained on the left hand side, the nature of the image is virtual and erect. Now the second position that we have to learn over here is at any place between infinity and optical center O. So first position is when the object is at infinity. Now you can keep your object at any distance between infinity and optical center O. Now that diagram is denoted on the right hand side of your slide. So here, as you can see, that the first ray is parallel to the principal axis. It refracts and diverges away. It is extended on the left hand side in such a way that the extension meets at point F1. The second incident ray is passing through the optical center and going straight on. Now the intersection point between the second incident ray that which passes through the optical center O and the extension of the first ray which is parallel to the principal axis, the intersection point gives you the position of the image. So we have taken A dash B dash at the intersection point of these two rays. So A dash B dash is our image. Now, as you can see that image is formed between optical center O and focus F1. When you compare the sizes of the object and image, you will find that size of the image E dash B dash is smaller than the size of the object AB. So, the relative size of the image in this case is diminished, and again, as you can see from the diagram, that the nature of the image is virtual and erect. So dear friends, today we have discussed the image formation using a convex lens as well as concave lens. You need to draw it at least 2 times to understand them properly. Such ray diagrams are helpful to you as 2 marks question, as well as they might be helpful to you even for solving certain numericals. So I hope you will practice them properly. In the next lecture, we'll learn the lens formula and then we will solve the numericals based on lens formula. Thank you.